was scared to clunk it down hard because I just realized I'm doing it right on top of my drawing here. Anyway, good morning and greetings from Winnipeg. Now, normally what I try to do is I turn the coffee cup as I'm saying let's roll back. But we don't have a rollback, so I'm going to have to turn it this way. Let me check the monitor. Yeah, you can see our Rodney. Yeah, there's no rollback. Now, before I forget, got a comment from Tennessee Jim to remind me that I forgot to dub in the music at the end of yesterday's episode. And he was jokingly saying that he didn't know when to stop watching or something like that. So for those of you who are still sitting there waiting for yesterday's episode to end because there's no music, here you go. Now you can stop watching. Okay, what do we got going on here? Our sun is just coming up over the bridge. Yeah, I timed it right this morning. Yeah, and I almost forgot to talk about it. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get to see it. Okay, yeah, it's kind of nice. Somebody walking across there right now, right through the sun. Isn't that nice? Or is he jogging? Yeah, yeah. Or maybe it's a she. It's kind of hard to tell when I'm looking at a little picture like that. Anyway, let's move on here. Got another good idea. Mark Livingston sent another thought, and by the way, I have a tendency sometimes, or it might seem that I'm showing the same person's ideas over and over and over, and I'm not playing favorites, is what I'm trying to say. If you have a good idea, and I don't use it in your comments, please don't feel offended. Keep the comments coming, because just because I don't do anything about it, it could be that somebody else is building the Nelson or the Rodney, and it'll sort of help them. Or probably in a few days we're going to be starting on the Iowa. We're getting awful close here. Okay, now. Mark was saying, you remember those little canopy stanchions? Maybe you could use one of those to go where the flagstaff comes up, because, well, I'll tell you what, we'll talk about it when I can put the macro lens on and we'll zoom in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's certain things in this kit that aren't there. Did that make sense? Anyway, yeah. Well, we can't roll back. Let's just get right into it here today. I really believe we're going to be doing something with our easy line. Oh, the coffee mugs. I stuck the hood up there. I just want to see how would it look if I was to rearrange that shelf. I mean, can they be seen? I'll know when I do the edit. I'm pretty sure that you should be able to see that mug up there, and yeah, it'd be just sort of nice in the background to have our. I think we got 9 different mugs that we go through now, and I don't think I'll do any other mugs. I know I've got the Toronto Blue Jays baseball team. But the only thing that I could do is make a mug that would be for the Winnipeg Gold Eyes. That's what our baseball team is called, the Gold Eyes. It's a fish. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not much of a sports fan, you know. I'm just not. I think I mentioned this before. When I was in high school, I could run really fast, but only in a straight line. And when I was a little younger and played hockey, I think it was in the Pee-wees or the Wee-wees or something like that, I was really good at going in a straight line, but I couldn't, zigzag back and forth, and I was a big kid. And the other kids that were the same age as me, they were smaller and more agile, and they were just doing circles around me. So I just didn't do any hockey to speak of. Yeah, so maybe the reason I'm not into sports is because I was so lousy at it when I was a teenager. And it kind of gave sort of some sort of psychological effect on me. Anyway, let's stop flapping my lips here, and let's get into this and see what we can do with these little tiny stanchions. There, yeah. Thanks, Mark. That's a good idea. Now, just a quick update here on our 3D printed anchor chain that Mike is sending us. This has to come from China. It looks like it's on its way. I'll keep you posted. Okay, I've changed my mind about putting on the macro lens, and the reason being is I wanted to show this drawing from out of Carlo's book at the same time as our actual flagstaff here. Now you can see there's, if you look carefully, I hope it shows up in your whatever you're watching it on. There's a little bracket that comes up at an angle from about this far, and it comes down at an angle that's sort of a V-shaped thing. We put them on the Hood, and I believe we put them on the Bismarck as well. I can't remember if it was on both flagstaffs, front and back, or bow and stern, or if it was just on one of them. I guess I could go look. The ships are just over on the other side of the table. Anyway, but then I'd have to stand up. Anyway, that's what I want to try and do here. Is where is that stuff? Okay. Now you can see they're already basically V-shaped, right? And okay, let's cut a couple out and see what we can do instead of talking about it. Now I'm noticing here that we have two different types. We've got one that's already more V-shaped than the other, but then it's got this centerpiece that has to be removed, and it has a folding line right here that we don't need. I'm thinking that possibly this type right here might be better, and my thinking is, let me get one here. Now we're going to be shortening this anyway, so I don't have to be too careful here. Alright, now if we remove I don't think we want this ring at the top, so let's just take that off. Okay, now we're going to want to cut. I'm just sort of eyeballing this out, what I think the right length is. Maybe I should just put it up against the side of the mast right now and see before I nip it off. But I would think if we nipped it, there and there, it'd probably be all right. Might have to spread it apart just a little bit to make it look realistic. But that's the idea. Okay, I'm just going to use this ruler here because it's transparent and I can see the lines, and I can use the line to as a sort of a divider. I'm looking straight down on it now. Maybe it should go just a little bit more that way. I realize from your perspective it may not look like it's centered, but it's pretty much, okay, it's pretty much centered there. So we'll just try this. I think this is going to be okay. Maybe it should be they should be just a little bit longer. So I was noticing, according to the drawing, it went about a third of the way up the flagstaff. Okay, let's that looks pretty good. Okay. Now those should be pretty much the same length within, probably I'm guessing, 1/4 of a millimeter, or maybe even better. Okay, let's lean it up against the post and see what it looks like. Okay, this is my first try at this. It could be that the railing is going to be in my way here. I'm going to have to grab it just a little bit higher. I'm using our new and improved yellow handled tweezers here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now, what my plan is put a little tiny bit of CA medium there so it won't set right away. Just right where I think that's going to go. And then I'm not going to CA it down where it comes onto the planking because it'll be too hard to paint later. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut another one about the same as that, maybe a little bit longer. This one might do better on the bow. If I can grab it here now. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to want to take the glint off of this. Now I know where the tweezer is holding on to it. We can't paint there, but we're going to have to repaint there anyway because that's where the CA glue is going to be fastening it to the post. So, alright, now to get the other side, I'm going to do it off camera. Now, Kevin, you were wondering about the fact that the ensign flag staff here was painted the different color than the jack stand was. In other words, the ensign flag was still the 56. Well, I just now painted it the 77. Okay, I realize that this one here is closer to you, but this one is closer to me, so we're going to work on this one first. Now, do you remember, it must be, going on 2 years ago, I guess, we made these eyes up, and the idea was that I was going to use them as eye bolts for the stays for the funnels on the hood, and it seems to me we did actually use some of them. But I was wondering if I was to drill a little hole, like right here, then I could run easy line from across the top here, over the top here, and down to the eye bolt, and just sort of fasten it to the deck. Now there is another thing I could do. I could drill a hole here. Now I don't know exactly what this is. It's some sort of a large box, obviously a storage for something, and yeah, it wouldn't be machinery for anything. It would be storage of some sort. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Maybe I could drill a hole right in the corner here, and go up and over and down. And being as that the easy line is so incredibly fine, it might be believable. I'm just thinking about it. In the meantime, where is our easy line? Let's see how easy it's going to be to fasten it onto the top there and then down. Okay, let's turn Mr. T's pointing device into a poking device. And Tennessee Jim, I don't know if you remember these, but these are courtesy you from a long time ago. Okay, we make the hole right about there. I think I can see that. Let's make more of a pilot hole going on here. Yeah. here's where I wish this went just a little bit faster. I could put 2 batteries in. Right now I've just got 1 battery, so it runs slow. You know what? I'm going to have to put on my other glasses here so I can see closer. I'll put the macro lens on. Whoops, careful. Now, some of you are probably wondering whatever happened to the jack stand brace and the ensign flagstaff brace. Well, I'm letting the paint dry on that. We'll be working on those probably tomorrow. It's well into the afternoon already here. The time has just really flitted away. Okay, I can get this basically straight up and down here. Okay. Well, that wasn't smart. That looks believable. Maybe I should paint it black or something, though. Be a little bit more believable. You know, I should maybe be going and checking to see how much footage we got here. I'm going to want to have another tie-off, though, right here. And I think this is sort of a logical place for it. Maybe back just a little bit so it's going to be in a straight line with that post. Okay, I want to go into a hollow section. I don't want to be going into solid plastic. Uh-oh, I broke off the bit. Now what do I do? Well, that wasn't what I planned to do. That's probably the 3rd or 4th one of those I've broken now since I got them. It's a good thing they came in a package of 5. You have 5 packages of all the sizes. Now, okay, I'm going to go do some editing and see how much footage we got. It's 12:36 already anyway, so it's time to stop. Now, I thought I had remembered making up a lot of these things, but I guess we must have used them up on the hood. And I suppose I can cut that off and it'll go in a little easier. Just let me recompose a little bit here. We're just about ready to wrap today's episode up. Yeah, I think I can probably get that in a lot easier if I might be able to poke it down, but you know, I'll just cut it off and then put a little bit of CA along this part here and then just shove it down. I don't want to get the CA running around on the top of this 56. I'm going to call it quits for this afternoon because I want to make a shelf for the mugs. I want to fasten it to this shelf right here. Just have it maybe drop down about 3 inches, have a ledge that'll come out, and then I can put the mugs across on that, and I'll still be able to put my paint, supplies, and everything sort of in behind. I should have enough scrap lumber downstairs to make that. And yeah, so thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.